Hi everybody, it's Gemma. Welcome back to Pampered Wolf. Today we're going to be doing a full face of Revolution. I went shopping last week with the intention of buying loads of cruelty-free products from the drugstore and ended up in one particular place, which was Revolution. And they just had so much on offer and loads of things that were new that I just decided to make this video a full face of Revolution, which by the way is cruelty free, and some of these products are also vegan. So we're going to jump straight in. I am not feeling my best today. My head is absolutely pounding to the point where I feel my ears are going to fall off. Anyway, still managing to smile. I have taken 2 paracetamol and I'm hoping by the end of this video the fog will have lifted. If you like the sound of this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also click that notification bell so you are not going to miss any future uploads. I upload on Mondays and Thursdays at 8 PM London time, and I'm also on Instagram if you want to follow me on there. It's at Pampered Wolf, all lowercase, no spaces. And yes, I am always this perky when I don't feel very well. It annoys so many people. Anyway, we're just going to jump straight into this. I'm going to put some concealer on my eyelids and we're going to go straight into eyeshadows. So the palette I'm going to be using today is not brand new from Revolution, but I saw this palette and I just thought I have to own that palette. It is beautiful. Let me just show you the colours without this glary plastic screen. Oh, I can't get it open. Oh, I'm just too poorly. I've got no strength. Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, it's got a piece of plastic on it. Oh, it's got a piece of like sellotape on it holding it shut, and I'm just so weak. So here are the shadows that you get in this palette. It is so pretty. It's one of the Maxi Reloaded palettes and it's called Large It Up. Really nice. It's a mixture of mattes and shimmers and glitters, warms and neutrals and cool tones. So a little bit of something for everybody. And there are 45 shadows in here for the glorious price of £12. So let's dip into this shade here, just as a little bit of a transition shade. And just keep dipping into that to build up the colour. These aren't the most pigmented shadows on the planet. They are not going to be like ABH shadows or anything Huda Beauty. You are going to need a little bit more on the brush to give you that payoff, but you will eventually get there and it's really affordable. We're going to keep it quite cool tone, so I'm going to go into this shade here just to deepen out the outer crease. These shadows are what I would call completely beginner friendly. If you are not great with eyeshadows and you don't want to use seriously pigmented shadows that are going to take you a while to buff out if you make a mistake, these are the ones to go for. They're really nice shadows, not super pigmented, but they definitely do the job if you're patient. Then I'm going to take a smaller brush and go into the same shade that I've just gone into and go into this corner here, right in the inner corner, and just deepen up that, because the only bit of sparkle I want is in the centre. And then I'm going to go into this, it's like a silvery browny shade, so beautiful. I'm going to go straight into this shade here with my finger and add a little bit of sparkle right to the centre of the lid. This is so nice. Gorgeous. And I'm going to leave it at that just for the time being. We're going to move on to eyeliner. And the eyeliner that I've picked from Revolution is the Renaissance Flick eyeliner. And it is £5 in the UK. It's got a really nice fine tip on it, so Let's see what the pigmentation's like. Oh, that's a really fine tip, actually. This is, you can create a really, really fine line with this. So with the tip actually being so fine, it's harder to fill in if you want a thick line because this is a very thin lined product. But I am struggling a little bit because I do have some texture and a tiny bit of crepiness on my eyelids. So I think that if you've got a lot of crepiness on your eyelids, you may struggle with this a little bit. It might be better to have a thicker tip. That is by no means a criticism of this product. It's gliding on really smoothly. It's just my eyelids are making it difficult. It's quite a shiny product, so if you're wanting something that's matte, this is not going to be the one for you. I'm going to move on to primer and the rest of the face. Now, the primer that I've got, I'm really, really excited. The reason I really wanted to get this one for the video was, one, it's brand new, so I really wanted to try it, and two, it's been likened to the Tatcha Smooth Silk Canvas, I think it's called. This one is the Pore Perfecting Primer and it's by Revolution. It comes with a little plasticky spoon so that you don't have to keep dipping your fingers in the product and transferring bacteria. So I'm going to take a little bit of the product out. I've probably taken far too much out now, but we're going to distribute it onto the back of my hand. And I'm just going to put little bits over my face. Not going to put all that on because it's far too much. So I'm just going to put this where I have a few large pores that I want to disguise. And rub that in. This is very, very smoothing. Feels quite nice. Doesn't feel drying, which is always a good sign for me because I do have a lot of dryness around these areas, so I don't want anything to look drier than it is. So the Pore Perfecting Primer is £8 in the UK. It is brand new. Get your hands on it whilst it's still in stock. It really has made my skin feel very, very smooth. I'm not quite sure whether it has disguised any of my pores at all, but that will become clear when I apply the foundation. Before I apply foundation, I'm going to apply another new product to me. I don't think this is new on the market. This is the Conceal and Correct. I'm going to put this under my eyes to disguise my dark circles, and this is in the shade Peach. So I'm just going to put a dot on each side, and I'm going to take a concealer brush and I am literally just going to put that where I have the purpley blue tones, just to cover that up. And it has definitely made a difference. So moving on to foundation, these are definitely not new to Revolution. I think I reviewed this on my channel about 1.5 years ago, but this is my favourite foundation that Revolution or Revolution Pro do at the moment. And these are the foundation drops from Revolution Pro. These are in the shade F1 and they will set you back £7 in the UK. I just find these glide onto the skin really well, and it's quite late in the day here in the UK, so I'm not going to have to wear this for very long. I don't find these are super long wearing, but I do find them to be very, very flattering on my skin. You can also shear this out so it looks like you're not wearing any foundation whatsoever, which I really like. This does look a little bit pale on me at the moment. This is my winter shade and I'm not quite yet down to my winter shade yet. So now the foundation is on, I am noticing a lot of dry patches that I hadn't noticed before I'd put the foundation on. Now, this foundation does not normally do this to my skin, so I can only think that it's the Pore Perfecting Primer that has dried those areas out a little bit. Please don't take my word for it just yet. I am going to try this primer a few more days with a few different foundations because this might be the best thing ever, but at the moment I'm seeing a lot of dryness around my chin area, which I wouldn't usually get with this foundation. Anyway, let's move on to concealer. Got a brand new concealer to try out, which I am super excited about. This is the Conceal and Fix Ultimate Coverage Concealer, and it's in a little pot, which I'm not happy about because you all know what I feel about transferring germs from one thing to another. I have the shade Light Beige in this. Again, this is one of those get it while it's available before it sells out. So this one will set you back £7 in the UK. I'm going to take a cotton bud and I'm just going to take the smallest amount of that concealer out and pop it on the back of my hand. That way I've avoided getting my fingers all messy for a start and transferring bacteria into the jar. And then I'm going to apply this with my fingers, I think. Wow, this is a very, very thick consistency. The Conceal and Correct has started to crease under my eye, but obviously I haven't set that in place yet. So let me just try and fix that problem before we put anything over the top. There we go. So I'm just going to pop that on with my finger. This is definitely full coverage. Definitely full coverage. Need very, very little. This is definitely very, very lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy under the eye at all. You can still see the tiniest bit of purple still shining through. But I do have quite dark under eyes. And I'm not feeling my best. Violins at the ready. It is scented though, which is a shame. A real shame. Absolutely no need to have a scent in this, but it does have a perfume. So once I've done that, I'm just going to take my blending sponge and I'm just going to make sure that that is completely blended out. Then out comes my next product, which is the Revolution Pro Hydramat Translucent Setting Powder. Now this is an ultra fine mattifying setting powder with hyaluronic acid in here. So it shouldn't dry my under eyes out, and I have been using this over the last few days and I really, really like it. This is going to set you back £8 in the UK. Oh, I was going to do my eyelids then. I've no idea. God, I'm so ill. So I'm just going to dust that underneath my eyes. It feels really, really nice. And I do feel like powders with infused hyaluronic acid for underneath the eye are the way forward. Very, very smoothing. Okay, let's get some brows on because I'm feeling rather naked at the moment without the brows. And unfortunately, I couldn't get my shade in the brows, but I'm going to do my best with the shades that they had available. So the ones that I've picked up today are the Define and Fill Brow Pencil. I've had to get the shade Warm Brown. In the shop, it didn't seem too orangey, but time will tell. It does have a little spoolie on the end, and then the product is very similar to the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. So let's see if it's as good. Okay, so firstly, let me say that this went on really nicely. It's a soft product. It didn't fall apart. It's blended really well. It's blended into the brows with the spoolie really well after application. There's nothing that I can say that's bad about the product other than I've got the wrong shade for me. And when I put it on, it started to look okay. And then it's got more orange and more orange. And, So let's just give these brows a little bit of volume. We're going to use the Brow Volume and Sculpt, also by Revolution Pro. This comes in lots of different colours, and I'm now kicking myself for not getting the ash brown colour. But I got the clear because I like working with a clear. It's got a little spoolie on the end, just like a lot of the other products that I've been using. This is a very thin consistency though, and it's not actually doing anything. It's not holding anything anywhere. It's not sticking the brows in place like I would want it to. So for me, this one is the one that I wouldn't buy again. Yeah, no, this is completely useless, especially if you've got coarse brows. You are not going to get your wear out of this. You are not going to get your brows to sit where you want them to sit. Even if I brush them right up like this, they're just springing straight back into the same position. This doesn't have any hold whatsoever. In fact, it's even taking away all the brow product that I've just put on. So very, very disappointing. This will set you back £3.50, but I don't recommend you go out and buy it because it's just not very good at the end of the day. Not very good. So my eyebrows have just like bled all over the place. Anyway, we're going to go back into this shade right here and just run that underneath the lash line. Just to give that a little bit of shadow. So before I go on to mascara, I am gonna have to do something with these brows because they just look absolutely terrible. That really, really horrible brow stuff, the Volume and Sculpt, completely took off the rest of this product, which makes me think actually this product isn't very good either. If this is going to smudge as easily as just rubbing a bit of a spoolie through it, then I don't think I'd buy this again either. Do let me know your comments in the comment section below. Have you had problems like this before? I can't go out like this. So I am going to have to take my NYX microbrow pencil in ash brown and just try and salvage these brows just a little bit. Okay, so they're not looking as nice as I would usually like them to look, but they do have two products layered on top of one another, so this will have to do today. We're going to move straight on to mascara. This is the Mascara Revolution from Revolution. So it's got a little bit of a brush, very similar to the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It's just slightly less hourglass-like, but it's very bushy. It's definitely coating the lashes. I really like this mascara. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. It's made my lashes look really thick and healthy and still individual, not clumped together, and really long. What is not to like? Okay, we're gonna move on to cheeks. I've got the Sculpt and Glow Contour and Highlight Palette from Revolution Pro. This is in the shade Sculpt and Glow, and I tried to pick out the one that was the least orangey out of absolutely every single one. Now I'm hoping this is gonna be matte and not shimmery, but time will tell. Oh, this is still quite orangey. This is not one that I would use out of the three that was available, apart from the one that was really, really dark and would not have suited my skin whatsoever. It did feel like a dark, cool colour though. So I wish they'd made ones that were a little bit more cool, because this is far, far too warm for my skin. Okay, so it actually looks quite nice on my skin. It is too warm for me. I'm not keen on the warmth, but the powder itself blended out really nicely. It was very easy to apply. So in that way, the formula is really nice. But as far as contour goes, I always go for a cool tone product. Let's try the highlighter. And I'm not massive on highlighter, but let's just add a little bit. This is quite punchy, this highlighter, so I am being a little careful where I put it and how much I'm applying, because if you can see on the end of my finger, very punchy. This would look lovely on the eyes as a shadow. It's really quite nice on my skin tone as well. It's like a pinky pearly colour. Quite nice. I'm liking that. Let's blend that in a little bit. Okay, let's get some blush on and make me look a little bit more alive than I do right now. This is the blush palette from Revolution and it's in the shades Sugar and Spice. Just show you those shades that you get in there. There are a mixture of pearlescent shades and also mattes. So I'm going to dip into this matte shade here actually. I already know after using them the other day that these are really, really pigmented, so be very careful how you're applying them. This is a nice colour though. It's that in between peachy and browny, and I think this is going to suit so many different people, but there are pinks in here, there are corals in here, there are shimmery tones in here as well. It's a really nice palette and it is super, super affordable. This palette is £4. £4 for 8 different blusher shades. So I'm actually going to go back into the Sculpt and Glow palette and take a bit of that highlighting shade and just pop it in my inner corner because it's a really nice pop of colour. It's a lovely highlight. I really like that. It's very, very pretty. Okay, let's move on to lips. Really quite excited to use this product. This is the Revolution Matte Liquid Lip and it's in the shade 143, which is Violet. It does have a scent to it, which is quite a sickly sweet scent, which I really don't like. It's quite a thin liquid lip, which is really nice. It doesn't look streaky on the lip, which is nice. I quite like the applicator as well. I didn't think I was going to like this applicator with it just being quite a generic flat applicator. You can just see that there. It's quite a flat applicator, not much budge in it at all. But I do, I actually like it. You are going to need to moisturise your lips really, really well if you're using this matte lipstick because it can be quite drying. But I am going to put something over the top of it. Now, I have got some of the brand new Pout Bombs from Revolution. These are amazing. These are plumping lip glosses. These will set you back £5 each. They come in so many different shades. I've gone for the shades that I feel like I'm going to wear the most. So this one's Candy and this one is in the shade Kiss. I'm going to use Candy today just to lighten this lipstick just a smidge. The applicator that you get with this is a really chunky applicator. Be very careful how you take the applicator out of the product because it's quite stiff. You can easily go ooh at the end and then your lip gloss goes all over your wall or over somebody else if they're unlucky enough to get in the way. Anyway, really, really fat, chunky applicator and just spread that on the lip. It's really hydrating, nourishing, long-lasting. So very thick lip gloss. So if you're not into thick, gloopy lip glosses, this is not going to be for you. But these are really highly pigmented. You can get away with just wearing these without any lipstick underneath. There is a definite peppermint flavour, scent to this. And there is a tingling sensation in the lip that mintiness gives your lips, which is actually quite pleasant. It's not overly tingly. It's definitely not painful. It's just really quite pleasant on the lip. I really like them. I'm in love with this colour Kiss. So, so pretty. Really pretty. Wear it on its own with very little other makeup and it's just stunning. Absolutely stunning. The final step to this makeup look is going to be a setting spray. This is the brand new Iced Diamond Makeup Fixing Spray from Revolution. This will set you back £6. And let me just get this to start coming out. It's quite a nice thin spray. Oh gosh, that's got a really horrible smell to it. These do say that they are lightly scented. This is like chocolate scent. Who would want that? What is wrong with these people? No, no. Oh. I mean, I would usually do pretentious wafting, but I'm actually wafting the smell away from myself. Please leave. It's just lingering. It really is lingering. No amount of set and hold is worth smelling like a chocolate bar all day. And an old chocolate bar at that. Anyway, this is the finished look for today. I am feeling a little better after this video. The paracetamol has kicked in. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've got something out of it. If you have, please do give it a big thumbs up. Always tells me I'm on the right track. All of the products that I've reviewed today, the good, the bad, the in-between, they are all cruelty-free and they are all affordable and available on revolutionbeauty.com. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. There is a watermark in this corner. If you click on it, it will take you through to my homepage where you can subscribe. I upload on Mondays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. London time, and click on that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. I am also on Instagram if you want to follow me on there. It's at Pampered Wolf, all lowercase, no spaces. Hope to see you all in the next video. Bye.